Hello, hello, Aries, welcome. Interesting month for you guys. A lot of focus on career, a lot of focus on money. A lot of changes have happened the past several months. It's been like kind of up in the air, a lot of things going for you. And beautiful. I remember the January reading for Aries. It was unbelievable. You guys were really in your zone. And even though maybe some of you had to incur some kind of loss or come to some kind of acceptance that someone wasn't going to do something or really be there for you, at the end of the day, you really stepped into your power. You really did the thing that needed to be done. You said the words and you set the wheels in motion. And here we are a few months later, probably carrying over even still into April, into your solar return. Those wheels that you set in motion, they're starting to snowball and you're starting to see the results of those things. I know some of the Aries in my life had made some pretty substantial changes, especially romantically. And they're really stepping up their career game a lot. Like, okay, it's really time to get serious. It's really time for me to put an oomph on this. And they're starting to see the fruits of their labor. And it's a really beautiful thing to watch because, of course, you guys deserve it, right? Of course. And the sun is always a positive indication no matter which area you're concerned about. It's a good outcome. It might not necessarily be the outcome that you want, right? That your ego really wants, but it is the best outcome, the best possible thing that could happen. So don't be discouraged, What else? What else for Aries? Is this you guys? Probably with the 12th house, dreaminess stuff going on back there, all in the feelings. And we know that Aries has really intense emotions, right? You love so much, you love so quickly, you genuinely care. You're super supportive, you're always there. This is a great card for Aries, actually, And I think that you really are in the feels. And you may feel a little bit emotional this month as changes are happening, but it's like a mixture of emotion. It's like happiness because you understand your manifestation power, because you understand you're starting to really connect with how the mind controls the world, right? How your insides reflect the outside. Like, I know that that's coming online like big time, and you're like, okay, wow, I really am starting to understand this whole idea that the spiritual community talks about all the time. I get it. But when you find yourself in a circumstance that wasn't benefiting you, or not necessarily benefiting, but it wasn't feeding your soul in a positive way, yes, things needed to change. Yes, maybe there was some kind of a loss, but you can feel the sadness, you can feel those kinds of feelings, and you can feel happy and excited about your new chapter at the same time, right? There's no guilt here at all. I don't think that you guys are feeling that kind of a feeling. Very contemplative, very quiet, very probably actually maybe a little bit too chill for an Aries, where it might be out of character. And if you're cross-watching for an Aries, they might be acting somewhat out of character. Like, for the first time, you're seeing them kind of take the hands off the wheel and be like, all right, universe, you got this. And you're going to be like, wait, what? What? See? The Aries not wanting to control a lot right now. Aries not wanting to take the lead. They don't really want to be the leaders. Like I said, very out of character. And there's a fluidity about them that is almost magical. It will change come Aries season. Don't worry. It is temporary. But they seem to be waiting it out. And as the sun connects with Neptune for everybody in the zodiac, but especially Aries, because the 12th house is all like the subconscious stuff, right? It's all like the operation going on back there that you don't really have to pay attention to consciously day to day. And so when your ego, the sun, which we're getting here, ego on the docket here, connects with Neptune, it dissolves the ego. And you get an opportunity to attain a more realistic view of who you really are, because we are not our ego, right? We are not really our personality. We are the awareness and the consciousness behind those things. So Aries, not really trying to get anywhere, not trying to get anything from anybody, not trying to say anything, not trying to do anything. And whatever goals you have on the docket, like you can just go about them in a totally regular Taurus, Mars in Taurus kind of way, and still achieve, and you can still see those changes come to fruition, but it's not in the traditional Aries aggressive manner. You know? Does that make sense? Am I just babbling? I don't know. This Mercury is not only opposing my natal Mercury, but it's in my Mercury ruled house of like the 6th house. So it's going to be impacting me a little bit. Okay. Both you and someone else, okay? We take on the character of those around us. There's always an as above, so below going on. Our interpersonal relationships are usually a direct reflection of what's going on inside, usually. So if you're dealing with another fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or another Aries, specifically a Leo person, a Leo personality, like I said, I see you being there. And they seem to be off in kind of a dream place, right? Looking away from you, back turned, off in their whole like possibility realm, you know? They're thinking about their life. You seem to be thinking about them. If you find yourself waiting on anybody else for any kind of a decision, it doesn't have to be romantic, guys. I know that a lot of people come for tarot for romance, but this can be any kind of relationship in your life, period. Doesn't matter. So when they're off thinking and you seem to be exerting energy, right? You looking toward them, you doing energy work toward them, there is a waiting. But also a not trying to control. Like you're literally just letting them do what they do. And some of you may even be waiting to see what they do, because what they do may impact your life or may impact your decisions. Now, if you relate more to the King of Wands, there may be someone waiting on you, right? There may be someone back there in your support system, in your friends' world, that's like, Aries, I need an answer, or Aries, I need this information, or Aries, like, I know you're off in your la land and you're not feeling, you know, your normal self or whatever, but I still need something from you. So you could play on both sides of the coin on that one. Okay? But all in all, positive aspects for everyone. Whatever changes are happening is definitely for the best. Right? Definitely for the best. And I don't see any fear here, right? There's no fear of honesty. There's no fear of receiving honesty. It's just a matter of somehow connecting. Yes, Mercury retrograde does make communication weird. It does make communication blocked. So some of you, yes, will be experiencing blocked communication. So you may not hear from them, or there may be a misinterpretation. Don't misinterpret their back being turned to you as a sign that they don't necessarily care. They're just really in their own world. You know? Not making excuses for any maltreatment, though. Yeah, but you already knew this was coming, right? You already knew. And in fact, I think you've been preparing for this for a while. Whatever is happening between the two people, I always say that when the tower comes out reversed, that there's a crack in the foundation. And the fundamentals aren't there. So if this is a client, lover, friend, irrelevant, whatever it is you're trying to do together, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whatever kind of thing you've got, there is something fundamentally wrong. There is something deeper. And I often see the tower as being kind of like an iceberg too. Like there's a lot riding on the foundation, like the 90% of the iceberg is under the water kind of thing. It's kind of like that. And when it's upside down, the iceberg turns upside down. So the bulk of the problem becomes more and more obvious, becomes more and more illuminated. So it's going to be impossible to escape truth this month. It's impossible. Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Aquarius, Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Sagittarius, Mars in Taurus. Like, these are very honest placements. Like, these are placements where they demand honesty. They demand honesty from yourself and other people. So it's not like anyone's going to be trying to be all sneaky or whatever. It's just a matter of opening your mouths and talking. It's just a matter of acknowledging each other. So different though, right? Fire and water, literally fire and water. Like oil and water. They just don't mix. And you guys just aren't mixing really right now. You're not meshing. We'll clarify that Eight of Wands and the Tower for sure in the comprehensive. I knew this was going to come out. Why did I know that? I was like, oh, we're going to get the King of Coins as soon as the King of Wands came out. I knew it. This is backing the King of Wands for sure. Okay, so whether this King of Wands relate more to you or to someone else, I'm going to just blanket statement this. Sometimes I'm so psychic, I scare myself. The King of Wands is operating from deep insecurity and fear and selfishness. Okay, so even if you don't really have a lot of surface issues and you're just kind of tiptoeing around stuff and there's not a lot of substance of what's going on, it's really, really important to know that this person needs a lot. And I think what they've discovered, okay, over the course of the time you've been together or the time you've known each other, is that you are not willing to give them what they really need. And the reason why you're not willing to do that is because it's not your responsibility. So, and vice versa, it's not the other person's responsibility to give you what you need. And everyone's kind of coming up short a little bit. And I think it's shaking you. It's shaking you up and you're like, wait a second. What? Like, and I think this might be a shock to some people, but I don't think for most people. I think this is going to be like, yeah, this is a long time coming. Some of you are going to be uprooting. Some of you are going to be making major changes. You're going to change jobs, change locations, change firms, change apartments and homes and cities. You know, like there's a lot of change coming for you, but it's absolutely divinely timed. And see that the issue with the King of Coins, right, this is a very Taurus quality. And when Taurus is manifested negatively, it can be very selfish. And it's not generous, right? He's upright, he's generous, he gives. Reverse, not so much. He hoards and takes and is not afraid to continue asking and continue asking and continue asking. And it's very challenging to deal with a personality like this because it's like an endless pit of desire. One desire after the next, one idea after the next. Like this person cannot be satisfied. And there is not enough introspection. Again, positively manifested, a lot of introspection. I say he's always on this, like the king of darkness, right? He understands his dark qualities. And he has control over them and he understands how to use them because our darkness is a beautiful thing, but only if we understand it. Reversed, they don't understand it. They don't understand what's going on up here. They don't understand the psychology. They don't understand how their childhood has impacted them. They don't understand how past relationships have impacted them because they've never thought about it before. They've never taken the time to really consider what they're bringing to the table. So for some of you, if you actually are changing, although I don't see major changes. It's like there's a lot of wait and see going on. There's a lot of wait and see, but there's at least contemplation. You have to understand, and I always say with this one, the key, right? Let's pull this into your energy, Aries. Every king and queen and knight and whatever can be applied to other people and to you as well. So it's like you're all of them, they're all of them kind of thing. So I know I'm kind of switching around a little bit, but I'm just trying to keep it open just because it's a general reading. But like she's already got the key. I always say she's holding the Holy Grail because she's the only tarot card that has her thing, her cup, right? That's her suit. She's got her cup that looks different than everything else, right? The King of Coins has the same coin as all the other coins on all the other cards. The King of Wands has the exact same wand that shows up on all the other wands, but she has a very special cup. And it's already in your hands. You are the answer. Any answer that you're seeking cannot be found with this person. It cannot be found with any dependence on another person. It just can't be. There's no way. What did I say? Period of contemplation, Mars and Taurus. It's sleep time, guys. It's Pisces season, Mars and Taurus. It is sleepy time. I know you are. This is why it's so uncharacteristic, right? Because this is not like you guys are usually a more active energy, but you're being forced, and we all go through periods like this, periods of peace, to find your own peace, to find your own way of doing things, to find your own answers, to seek within the way all the Buddhas tell us to really understand what that means, and to make the internal changes necessary to confront something, and necessary to deal with something in the outside. Because I mean, Aries, with Uranus going through your sign, you really did get pushed and pulled and prodded and just like left and right and up and down and da 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 da, and Neptune going on in your 12th house. Like, please. How is it even possible that Aries even knew who they were for the past 10 years? I don't know. Is that possible? I don't even know. Like, definitely when Uranus came across your sun, your ascendants, or your moons, you changed. Definitely when Neptune entered into your 12th house, like, it's impacting you. And it's really forcing you. I mean, Aries can be one of the most spiritual signs in the zodiac because of these transits. One of the most highly evolved spiritually because of these transits. You're meant to go through these kinds of changes. You are meant to learn these kinds of things. And I think now Uranus, like literally hanging out on the very, very, very last degree of Aries, ready to go back into Taurus, you find peace. And it's so beautiful. You find peace. Okay. Mercury retrograde, there is a financial or business component sometimes. It's important to... There's something I want to say, but it's going to come out wrong, I think. It's not a month for dependence. Let's just say that. Right? This is absolutely a month to step into your self-reliance, because maybe some of you are afraid. Card of Taurus, self-reliance, Mars and Taurus. Maybe some of you are afraid of stepping into your absolute self-reliance. You have so much at your disposal, so many resources. You have so much knowledge, so much self-knowledge, so many skills, talents, all of these things, that there's no reason to be afraid of anything. It's okay to hang out. It's okay to chill out. It's okay to not make any decisions right now. I advocate that because I think the path just isn't quite clear yet. I wouldn't wait for someone else, but at the same time, like, it's just kind of a weird hanging out kind of vibe. So I don't think there's any harm done either way. It's just there will come a moment when you know exactly what path you need to take, exactly what decision you need to take or you need to make. But I think right now you're in a period of like, I'm really just going to wait. I'm not going to pull the triggers right now. The moon energy comes out reversed. Again, another card of Pisces. I say another card, but a card of Pisces. Suggesting that that path is very dimly lit. But because you have the sun, this is an extremely short period of time. The moon is setting and the sun is rising. So you were kind of just in that weird right before dawn kind of time. So as springtime approaches, as your season approaches, Taurus season, Gemini season, you will start feeling invigorated. And I think you'll feel inspired by your own life, inspired by your own self. So it's just a matter of time. That's one of the greatest things. Time. So let me put the camera down. I'm doing something a little different this month because I got a new deck, which is a very famous deck. Hold on, let me turn this around. Okay. It's called the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley. And I'm just going to pull like 2. There are no reversals in here at this time. Just anything additional that you need to know, or any advice or any extra information that Aries needs to know. Queen of Discs. Oh, it came out for Pisces too. You and Pisces so interconnected, as side-by-side signs. Pisces being the sign right before yours. Oh, super weird. Exactly the same cards that came out for Pisces. Wow, maybe you should watch the Pisces reading too, even if you don't have any Pisces in your chart. It might be beneficial for you. This is a card of justice, right? Adjustment. The scales of justice coming through here. And it's important for you to, this is what's so crazy, is that for the first time, like I said, Aries is really just taking their hands off the wheel and being like, okay, universe, you tell me. And I say that almost every month, but there is a special, a very special level of truth coming through for you guys. Queen of Discs is about being grounded, right? She is about, or Queen of Coins, right? A lot of grounded energy. Luckily, she is upright because there's no reversals in there. So she's giving you that substance. She's giving you that very Capricorn, head to the ground, do what you got to do, keep going, perseverance kind of thing. So in spite of energies coming out suggesting some kind of codependency or a fear of your own self-sustainability or whatever, these coins reversed, however they speak to you, you still have what you need. And like I said in the very beginning, these seeds that you planted in the beginning of the year are really starting to manifest. And you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, which is very exciting. So as change unfolds this year, take credit for all the good things, definitely take credit. Okay. Let's look at the Eight of Wands reversed first. clarify those. So these are going to be the cards that I'll discuss in the comprehensive reading. If you want to join me on the website, you're welcome to do that. Chariot, beautiful. Higher self, divine path, divine timing, beautiful with the Four of Swords as well. And adjustment or justice, balance. Another Four of Swords. And another Tower reversed. Okay, clearly that message is important. So let's look at the Tower reversed then in the center of the reading. Another card of coins coming out reversed. Super up in the air. It actually does make sense for Pisces season and Sun connecting with Neptune. Totally makes sense. Eight of Cups reversed and Ace of Coins upright. Let's look at the King of Coins reversed. Another Queen of Cups. The token, the consolation prize as is offered by the Page of Coins. Another King. You're dealing with a very stubborn individual, okay? Or you're finding some stubbornness within yourself. Fluidity is the name of the game. Fluidity is the path to freedom. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. All these cards are repeats. Seven of Swords. Okay. There is some level of repetitive thought that hasn't served you in the past. Okay. All these feelings of insecurity, they are in the past. Like, there is no room for those. See, 10 of Coins. Beautiful. There is no room for that kind of energy this month. Which the Sun-Neptune thing is going to really make you question the things that are really important, because it connects with your ego, right? And it's like, oh man, everything I thought I was, everything I thought my life was going to be, it's all just dissolving right in front of my eyes. The universe has beautiful things in store for you. It's important not to get too sidetracked by, because you can always, this is the beautiful thing about alchemy and transmutation. You can choose to see the sunshine or you can choose to see the darkness, right? So if you choose the sunshine, it'll lead you toward that Ace of Cups. I see some desperate attempts from someone. Desperate attempts for connection. Someone is not handling the change well. Two cards of Capricorn coming out on top of each other. Wow, all these night energies. Yeah, like someone's going to try every trick in the book to try to prevent this change from happening. Seems to be like pretty last minute too. But it ends on a very beautiful note. Aries, okay, and Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So this is where we'll pick up with the comprehensive reading, okay? So if you want to join me, the link will be down below. If not, then good luck, you guys. It's going to be a good month. No worries. Just chill out, have a good time, and gratefully await your solar return. All right? Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.